YouTube. What's up, baby? We're back in this thing again with another review. This is Q's Insight. I am Callie, and today we're going to be talking about Hawkeye Episode 4, entitled Partners, Am I Right? So, as always, man, we're going to go ahead and do the premise. Well, premise, 3 favorite scenes, and the grade, and then we're on to the next one, right? So, Hawkeye Episode 4, Partners, Am I Right? So, in this one, we open up right where it ended. It ends up being that Kate ends up stopping Jack from harming Hawkeye. Kate's mom comes out and says, someone logged into my computer. And then Kate pretty much tells her why. And then right before the scene's about to be over, Kate's mom goes to talk to Hawkeye and tells her that she doesn't want, like Kate working with Hawkeye, because she knows that that's a thing. Even though the life of being a hero is a dangerous life as well. You know what I'm saying? You can die as well. So she doesn't want that. And he kind of tells her, okay, I understand you, and I won't do it. And then right after that, she tells him like, hey, we'll just drop the case. Kate's mom was like, just drop the case. You don't gotta look for it, whatever. And he's like, no, I won't endanger your daughter, but I'm gonna still continue to work on the case. So you see Kate's mom make a phone call, and you're like, who is she calling? You know what I'm saying? So after that, Hawkeye asks Laura, his wife, to look up something for him. And then Kate still ends up coming, to help out Hawkeye. And Hawkeye tells Kate, like, you were right. Jack is actually in connections with the Tracksuit Mafia. And so Kate and Hawkeye come up with a plan to, to be able to stop Jack. And then we have a scene where, Kate and Hawkeye get, bonding time. They talk. They hang out, because he's not able to spend the time with his kids for Christmas. They watch movies. He teaches her a trick shot and everything like that. So it was a cool little time. And then he ends up talking to her about Natasha. So it was a cool little scene right there. And then in the midst of that, Kate ends up finding out that Hawkeye was Ronin. You know what I'm saying? So now she knows. The secret's out. Now she knows, right? So basically, they come up with a plan, and Kate's supposed to go track down this arrow, and the LARPers have it. So she goes to do that, and as she does that, Hawkeye says he's going to go talk to Kazi. So he goes to do that. Hawkeye goes back to Kate after he has a talk with Kazi, and he's basically trying to get Kazi to persuade Maya or Echo to, stop looking for Ronin, because it's going to lead her to get herself killed. So we'll see where that goes in the next episode. So yeah, Hawkeye goes back to Kate, and the LARPers are there. And the thing is that like the LARPers said they would help her find the arrow, but it was gonna they have to strike a deal. And the deal was that they come back and they chill at the house or whatever with them and whatever else, right? So Hawkeye's like confused by it. He's like, yo, you're just supposed to get the arrow. Why are these people here or whatever? You know what I'm saying? But anyways, as they're talking, the officer that's a LARPer comes out, and she gives the arrow to Hawkeye. So now they have the Hawkeye. Now Hawkeye has the arrow now. And then As that's happening, Hawkeye gets a text from his wife about a Rolex and a signal going off, and it's somewhere else than they thought that it was going to be, that he thought it was going to be. So basically, him and Kate go, track down the signal and are trying to retrieve the watch, the Rolex. And the house that they end up breaking into, or the house that they're trying to get into, it's an apartment, and it's Echo's apartment. It's Maya's apartment. So they planned it out to have like Hawkeye go up there and get everything, but Kate doesn't listen, and she goes to go get everything. And so Hawkeye is just out on the roof being a watch out for her. And then in the midst of that, Echo comes and she finds Kate, and they have a little fight real quick. And then at the same time, somebody's fighting Hawkeye, but you don't know who it is at first. And then eventually, as Hawkeye is fighting this mysterious person, he shoots his arrow from the rooftop that he's at to the building, so that way Kate can zip line out of Echo's apartment and be safe with him. You know what I'm saying? And so he shoots the zip line. She goes on the zip line. She gets across, and then Echo ends up getting across as well. So now it's Echo, Kate, Hawkeye, and this mysterious person, right? And they're all fighting against each other and stuff like that, except for Hawkeye and Kate, because they're on teams. Eventually it gets to a point where Echo gets shot by this arrow, and she's like, you know what, I need to get out of here. So she leaves. And then eventually, through the midst of like Hawkeye and this mysterious person fighting, you see some of the weaponry that this person uses, and you notice that it's a Black Widow. You know what I'm saying? And it's Natasha's sister, Yelena. So now Yelena's in there now, so that's pretty cool. So we'll see where they go with that next, right? And then like after it's revealed that it's Yelena, she ends up jumping off the rooftop, and Hawkeye and Kate end up talking, and that's kind of how the episode ends. So I would say three of my favorite scenes would be Kate and Hawkeye bonding. That whole thing was pretty cool to me. And then the next scene would be the fight at the end. Echo and Kate and Yelena and Hawkeye. That was a cool scene. And then the last scene is not necessarily a scene, but it's the fact that Yelena is in the show now, and she was of course in some of the scenes. So, but the fact that Yelena's in the show now, it gives me hope for it to become a little bit better than it is. But yeah, man, those are three of my favorite scenes. Get the premise of what happened as well. For this one, I'll give it a 7.5 out of 10. So first episode was 7, second episode was 7, third episode was 7.5. This episode is 7.5. So it's slowly getting better. It's still not where I think it should be at this series at all. Like I said, for the first two episodes, I could have easily get it a 6 or 6.5, but I gave it a 7. And then the last two, they got 7.5s, and they're pretty much 7.5s. So I'm not really gonna act like I'm upgrading that too much. But yeah, man, as long as they just, I'm hoping that the series gets better. You have 2 more episodes left, and then that's it. And it would be a shame to, not end on a high note, since the beginning and the middle was pretty lackluster. Let's at least end on a high note, right? That's what we're hoping for. But yeah, man, that's it. If you guys saw this episode, let me know what you guys thought about it in the comments down below. Please remember to like, subscribe, and share. As always, this is Q's Insight. I am Callie, And until next time, baby.